Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your April 2017 energy reading. April denotes the start of a new year in the celestial cycle. It denotes the start of spring in the northern hemisphere, autumn in the summer in the southern. It denotes a brand new 9-year cycle and start for making plans for the long term. Prior to coming on camera, I threw a feng shui fortune telling stick. I shake these till one falls out. It's very loud. I do that off screen. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. The feng shui stick that we pulled was the number 4. You'll have to excuse the clarity on my camera, it's not great. Number 4. These sticks contain a snippet of information. It can either be a warning about something or forecast of something good. Number 4. You will be lucky in any speculation you make. That's your message, Scorpio. You will be lucky in any speculations you make. Now the number 4. Number 4, when we revert back to the major arcana of tarot, it talks of the Emperor. Now the Emperor card actually is the card of Aries. And the Emperor talks of governmental and cooperative identities, authority, leadership, willpower, self-control, and powerful individuals or entities. The 4th day of the month may have some significance for you. On the zodiac wheel, the 4th house is ruled by Cancer, so there may be a Cancerian that is relevant in this situation. And it talks of home, family, property, roots, inner emotions, immediate surroundings, siblings, and even mother. 4 in numerology stands for strength and stability. It is the most masculine single-digit number that we have. Aries, as the air sign, as the fire sign, is the most masculine. He's the young prince who's been given a sword and he wants to go out and rule the world. If there's anything that I can say to that, would be there may be a warning to not run with your desires too quick. Always remember, we need that feminine influences as well. We need to use the higher feminine chakras to have a good balance. So don't act on impulse. Make sure you check in with your intuition, check in with your heart and your gut feeling about something before running off to save the world. Okay, so on with our reading. What we have here is, I'm using my Mythic Tarot, original 1980s tarot cards. Used them for over 30 years. They are battered and bruised, but they are my old faithfuls. The spread I'm going to do today is a spread I call Messages to Ourselves, and we draw 12 cards. The first 3 cards being messages from our spirit, our higher self, divine, whatever you want to relate yourself to, whatever resonates with you. The second set of cards, the second 3 cards are referring to the physical, what is physically happening around us, what we physically have to do in this month of April. The third set of cards represents the heart and 3 messages that the heart wants us to acknowledge. And the fourth row, 3 cards from our soul and what our soul wants us to acknowledge on this journey of life. We'll start shuffling. I have 3 cards and messages from Spirit for Scorpio 2017. April 2017. 3 cards for Scorpio for April 2017. So 3 cards from Spirit. These are 3 things our intuition wants us to acknowledge, either to celebrate or to focus on in this month. And I have 3 cards for the body, for physical. 3 cards referring to the physical aspect of our month, what's going on around us, what we physically have to do, or how we are physically feeling. The next 3 cards are 3 cards, messages from the heart, and what our heart wants us to know this month of April. And the final 3 cards are cards from our soul. What messages do the soul have for us for April 2017? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. Now, the Tower card, this speaks of something not being built, no matter how grand this idea, this partnership, something in your life, no matter how great it looks, it's not built on a strong foundation, and it's going to crumble and fall. It's sometimes very shocking. We have no idea it's coming. Other times we know exactly what it is, but we keep piling our energy into it and trying to still build up and make this tower something of importance to us, and eventually it's just going to all fall down. So my advice with this card is, whatever you have got, you're struggling with and you're trying to push through, and deep inside yourself you know it's not going to work or it's not right for you, we have to let it go. The Tower talks of change. We all fear change. Our ego tries to resist change as much as it can. The Tower says, accept the change. If you accept it, it comes and goes a lot easier. If we try and fight this, the universe will pull it down and shatter it all around your feet. So it's best to give in to the energy and go with the flow. So some major changes in April for Scorpio. It doesn't mean that they're going to be necessarily major changes for the worst. You know, usually anything like this still foretells of it's for the best, and something better will come of it. 3 cards from Spirit. The first card that came up was the Lovers, Gemini. Now the Lovers, as we can see here, he's got his apple, golden apple, and he's got 3 potential suitors. This could talk of a love triangle. It could talk of a relationship where there is a third party. So there's got to be a choice made in love. That aside, it can be a choice made in any partnership, business, family, but something with an emotional connection. It's not straightforward. There's got to be a choice here. There's got to be some kind of sacrifice to gain something else. Do we choose logically? Do we choose intuitively? Or do we choose from the heart? Take time. Think about it. Intuitively is the first place to go. Let your intuition guide you and your heart. Don't be ruled by one more than the other. It's about looking at all aspects and balancing it out in the best possible way you can. The Lovers also does speak of Gemini. So there may be a Gemini involved somewhere. The second card from Spirit is the Queen of Cups. So this is you sat in your own element. We're quite happy to have our feet in the water in our emotions and feel our emotions and express our emotions. So a very good card saying, as far as being a water sign, Scorpio, we are balanced. It could also depict there is another water sign around you. A Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer. It is a message from Spirit. So maybe it's working together with someone on a spiritual path, or someone who gives you enlightenment towards this dilemma and this choice you have to make. And the final card is on the spiritual is the Six of Wands, which is the card of success. This guy's faced the battles, he's won the Golden Fleece, and he's brought it back. Everyone is celebrating his achievements. It's a card of being recognised for what you do, for what you have done, what you've accomplished. So within these three cards, for your messages from Spirit, I would say April offers, there's an offer. In April, it could be job, it could be a new relationship, it could be within a family situation, an emotional connection to something, but you've got to make a choice about it. Now, there could be some advice given from a fellow water sign to help you with that, or you keep your emotions balanced and in control. Do not lose your emotions, get too emotional about it, and that will lead to success and the right choices being made. Messages for the physical. We have the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups, again, is an emotional card. And the Seven of Cups talks about we have lots of options in front of us. Which, again, it's sat right under the Lover's card, which talks about options and a choice being made. So we have got to make this choice. We can't just forget this situation and let it go away. We've got to make a choice to move forward. In these cups, we have some things that just will not work for you. They will not pay your dues. They're just wrong choices. We have some things that are very good and some good choices. I do believe in this card that it's saying to us, ask our intuition, ask our higher self. Take time to tap into your intuition and think about the choices in front of you. Or just take time, do not rush. And we're coming back to the Four and the Emperor energy, this fiery energy that you've got, this passion, desire to move forward. Do not rush into a choice. Take your time, evaluate the choices before setting your heart on one. The second card, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe in the physical we have got the new start of finances. Maybe we have got a new job. Maybe we've got a second job. Maybe we're changing jobs. We're getting a promotion. But it can also be a new start in the home. Pentacles, even though they talk of money, it's not just money. It's anything tangible that we have actually got in our environment. So it could be something to do with the home, something new coming in. But I do think this is a new opportunity in the work, career, or creative project. And that is followed by the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is the wish card in the tarot. This is the card that says yes if we've consulted the cards with a certain question. The Nine of Cups talks about peace, happiness, contentment, wishes being fulfilled. So in the physical, I think if right choices are made about a practical new start, as I say, maybe career leads to wishes being fulfilled. Messages from the heart. What does the heart want us to know? And the first card out is Capricorn, the Devil. Now the Devil can refer to a Capricorn being in the environment. So there could be some influence from a Capricorn or a very earthly energy. It could be your own materialistic urges coming out, your own ego now wanting to move on and have as much materialism as possible. The Devil talks about addictions being chained to something. So it can be chained to any addiction, drugs, alcohol, sex, more than anything else with this card. Codependency, being too dependent on another person, losing our own individuality in life. And the heart is warning you to look at where you may have addictive tendencies within yourself. The next card is the Star card, and this card represents Aquarius, so there may be an Aquarian around you at this time. But the Star card talks about hope, faith. This is Pandora's box. Everything's been left out and the only thing left at the bottom is hope. The Star foretells about if we have enough hope and we think correctly. You know, we don't give up the hope, we still stay positive and we still strive towards our goals. These things can be attained. And the final card from the heart is the Ace of Cups, which is a brand new emotional beginning. This can refer to relationships, so maybe there is love on the horizon, but it can also refer to family bonds and friendship bonds, a new friendship. We do have... No, I thought we'd got the Six of Cups, we haven't. But a new start, a new emotional start. The Soul, we'll do them three together first. Facing and conquering our addictions, our binds, our ties, having hope and faith in our destiny and where we're supposed to go and in ourselves, and knowing that we are protected with this card. someone upstairs is looking after us, can all lead to a new emotional chapter in our lives. And it doesn't have to be emotional in it makes you cry, but something that means a lot to you. Messages from our soul, the 10 of Wands. Now the 10 of Wands talk all about our passions and desires. This guy's gone out, he's done his voyage. His ship's absolutely ruined. He has brought the fleece home. He's done exactly what he needed to do. He's completed his challenge, and by it being a 10, we have completed our challenge. But the burdens that he collected along the way have him strapped. He can't move. So this card says, you've completed this cycle in passions and desires. You've done what you needed to do. You can now lay down all the wands and start on a new passionate adventure and start the cycle again. The 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups talks about having to walk away from something that's no longer fulfilling you. Needing to look for something else just to give you that 9th cup and take you that one step closer to a completion in the realms of emotions. Sometimes we don't want to walk away, but this card says deep inside we know we have to. And though we have had an attachment to all these cups, we need to find something else. It doesn't have to necessarily mean walking away from someone or wiping your hands of a situation. It may be walking away from an old mindset, an old perception of something, and looking at it in a different light. On this card we do see the moon. The moon is all about secrets. So maybe, we have to uncover some secrets deep within our soul to find our path to get to the next 2 cups available in our suit of cups. And the final card is the 5 of Pentacles. Now the 5 of Pentacles talks about a loss. It could be a financial loss. It could be an emotional loss. It's a loss of some kind. But it's also a card that depicts feeling left out in the cold, as if we have just been blocked out of somewhere. We're no longer welcome somewhere. And it's all in your mindset. If you turn around and knock on the door, they'll gladly let you in. So be wary of letting your soul believe that you are there on your own and there's nobody else supporting you. There is that support there. All you have to do is ask for it. So the soul says it's time to put down any burdens. We've completed that cycle. There's no longer need to worry about these things or carry these things anymore. Walk away from anything that isn't serving you. Walk away from anything that isn't fulfilling you. And when you feel left out in the cold, ask for assistance. It will be there. In this layout, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. The Lovers, Star, Devil and Tower. The Lovers talks of a choice. The Star talks about hope. The Devil talks about confining restrictions. And the Tower talks about things collapsing around us. One, 2, 3. We have 3 cards of an emotional nature, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. The 7 of Cups is making a choice, the 8 of Cups is moving away from a choice that no longer serves, and the Ace of Cups is a brand new start. So there's some emotional situations this month that we're going to face. Oh, and also the 9 of Cups, the Wish card. So at the end of the day, we have done a succession, 7, 8, 9, which is very good when cards run in line like that. Even though we only have 2 Pentacle cards, the 5 of Pentacles, which talks of a loss, and the Ace of Pentacles, which talks of a new beginning, financial beginning. It could be a windfall. It could be a new job bringing in extra income. And we have 2 Wand cards. So I think in general, it's pretty balanced, Scorpio. You know, we haven't got too much emphasis on one certain suit, which would show an imbalance in our going on with daily life. It's showing a good array of emotions, communication, thoughts, actual passions and desires, and what we are actually doing in manifesting them. Again, there may be an Aquarius, Capricorn around us at this time. There may be a Cups energy, not necessarily a Queen, it could be a King, but a mature Cups energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I don't like the fact we've left on 5 of Pentacles there, so I'm going to pull 3 clarifiers on the 5 of Pentacles, though I do think it's the way that I've read it, of knowing there is help there if you just turn around and ask for it. Don't try and do everything on your own, because doing everything on your own does lead to this overamount of burden. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Wands, which are depicted as the arrows of love, but lots of communication, email, text, things like that. Swift movement in and out, things moving quickly. We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed, which actually talks of somebody giving more to something and not getting back the equal. So maybe you feel like you're having to do something all on your own. There's nobody there supporting you to carry these burdens or do this with you. Communication is the key. Communicate. It's the Knight of Cups. So communicate your emotions and how you're feeling about it, and that will eliminate this 5 of Pentacles, this feeling of a loss, because you will find that there is somebody there behind that door that can accommodate you and help you in this journey. I hope that's helped, Scorpio. Have a lovely April. Bye bye.